Hey Bookaholics, and welcome back to another video. Today I am bringing you my December TBR. For December, I plan on reading some series that I haven't managed to get to by the end of the year. I am planning on reading I'm hoping to get back into reading digital books because I've got the Christmas break, so hopefully. I did read some digital books in November, so I'm hoping I can get back into that mojo because I have so many things on my Kindle that I really want to read, and it's where I read most of my self-pub because buying self-pub is so much more expensive physically, and I would love to be able to afford to, but I physically can't. So I read a lot of my self-pub digitally, so it'd be nice to get back into some of that. I have a couple of standalones that I would really like to get to this month. The first one I'm reading for the last prompt in my Year in Ieldia series that I am doing, where I read all of the books for the Year in Ieldia. I'm sure I've put a thing here that G has made from Book Roast for the Magical Readathon. Like, it's a year long. Each month you get a prompt, and the one that I'm going for is to read a book with a fox on the cover. And so I'm going with The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. It has a fox on the cover, and this is a retelling of The Snow Child, which is a folkloric tale. I think it's Slavic, and in it we are following a couple who cannot have a child, and they kind of wish, and then they have a snow child. I imagine that it's a child who comes to life after they've made some kind of snow figure. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into it. It's got magical realism vibes, it's got folklore vibes, and I am excited. It gives me everything I need. The other standalone that I am reading is the standalone. I allocated a standalone each month throughout the year, and the last one is here, and that is The Wolf and the Whale by Joanna Max Brodsky. This one is a fantasy that includes mythology, and it is about Inuit and Norse mythology coming together. We have an Inuit whose family are dying, I think from hunger because of the snow, and so they travel across some icy wastes, and they get to what I assume is Greenland, which is at this time being occupied by Vikings, and the two worlds kind of connect, and it's about how the two kind of come into conflict but also maybe garner understanding from one another. I'm very interested in this one. I have heard really good things, and I really like that combining those two mythologies, and I hope that it isn't one of those where it's like, oh, the Vikings discovered America, and therefore, you know, if you are of whatever ancestry that you are native to America or whatever bullshit. White supremacy comes normally from the Norse people in North America narrative, but I really hope that it does do the mythologies justice. Getting into the series that I want to read, I have 3 series that I want to read this month. I am being over ambitious, but I'm in a good headspace at the minute for however long it lasts, and I'm going to cling to it for dear life. So I am going to be reading The Chronicles of the One by Nora Roberts. This one is a dystopian romance, I believe. It's a world where there has been some kind of deadly virus that has wiped out a lot of civilization, and it's set in Scottish countryside. We are following Lana, who is a New York chef, and her boyfriend Max as they search for a safe haven in this world. I don't know where the series continues on to, but I've heard really good things, and if you are wanting to get into Nora Roberts, that this is a really good series to start off with because it's not one of her longer ones, and also it's a really well written one apparently. Eleanor, I'm looking at you. I'm gonna read it, okay? I am reading the Nora Roberts series. I promise. This month it's happening. The next series that I want to read is the Beartown series by Frederick Backman, which this is not my usual genre. This is lit fic, and I am excited to be getting into some literary fiction. I really liked the only other Backman that I've read, which is And the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. No, and Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. The novella, it was heartbreaking, and I have sobbed so much, and my parents absolutely adore this series, which I thought they would, hence why I got them into Backman. I thought that they would like this series, and now they're saying that I will like this series. So it looks very wintry, it looks great for this time of year, and the first book, Beartown, apparently is about a hockey town where it's a small town, not much happens, but they do have a shot at winning some kind of title playing hockey. So when the main hockey player of the team is accused of a heinous act, half the town want to hold him accountable, and the other half of the town want it shoved under the rug so that the team actually has a chance at winning this hockey championship. And I am excited, if not slightly terrified, of getting into this because obviously I have so many expectations on it, but I think it will pull through given my experience with the other thing I've read by Backman, and I'm hoping I have a fantastic time with it. And the final series that I want to read is the Mages in the Mundane series by Julianne Munich, I think is her name. I'm sure I've put at least one of them here. This is a very, very loose retellings of fairy tales, but with mages. And some of them look like they have a very snowy setting. They look slightly Regency-esque fantasy as well. They're self-pub. They look like they're going to be a really good time. They look like cozy fantasy, and I hope I will enjoy them. They look good. But that is it. Those are all the books that I have planned. I am going to be taking part in Lightfall, which is the December Christmas, I think it's either a week or a long weekend. I think it's a week reading for Magical Readathon. I'm sure some of these will work for some of the prompts, and then the rest of the prompts I will try and film. So I'm going to be doing Lightfall. I will be vlogging it. But aside from that, I have no other plans. I'm hoping to have like a nice chill Christmas where I just read stuff for fun and it's nice and cozy, and just read whatever the mood strikes me. I'm not much of a mood reader, but I did mood read a series in November and it hit the spot, so maybe I should listen to my intuition a little bit more. But that is all for me for today. So let me know what you are most excited to be reading in December, and I will hopefully hear from you again soon. Bye all.